Well, good morning, fellow adventurers. I'm Kelly, aka K2, and today gonna try to get the new tropical orchard finished. So let me take you over there and show you where we're at. So just for some context, just show you. So this is the front of the house, looking towards the front entryway in the beautiful woodland garden. You can see the magic circle fountain over there, and so you've got woodland garden. And then you have the woodland garden. Since I call that sort of my front planter garden up there, with all the beautiful flowers around the tree. And then over here, you have a continuation of the woodland garden. And then I call this Cedar Grove right here with all these beautiful shade plants. And I have some more things coming for over here. So um, keep keep on the lookout for new videos. We'll say the new uh, the two Incrediballs that I got in this year are doing amazing up here, and these are the hydrangea beds that are along the front of the house, and got some beautiful hanging baskets as well. And anyways, but the new orchard is over here on the southwest corner of the property, and I had removed two very tall. They were like 110-foot. Um, they were Monterey pines, and those used to be out here, sort of in the corner, and they completely dominated, the whole front of the property. And it turns out there was actually used to be a third one. We found the stump when we removed those two, and but the issue was the third one had been removed by the previous owner because it was diseased, and one of these two was also diseased. So went ahead and just had those removed, and boy, that was a process. I've got some cool footage of all that I'm trying to get together, but it requires a lot of editing because I did some drone footage and everything. But be on the lookout. I eventually will get that out as well. But anyways, so once we ground down all the stumps and came back with tractors 2 times to get the surface roots out, I finally did get the all of the trees that I had selected for up here planted. So the first thing I had done along here, along the edge in the wine barrels, I had put my dwarf and semi-dwarf citrus. So we have two kinds of lime, a Bearss and a Mexican key lime, and Nagami kumquat, and then 3 versions of mandarin, a clementine, honey mandarin, a Murcott mandarin, and a tangerine, a Dancy tangerine down at the end. So those were the first things that were out here. Well, before that, last year I put in this hedge where I've got um, what are these little lime punches, these hydrangeas here, and along with some ice plant. Yeah, yeah, little lime punches. So there's a hedge of little lime punches along the border. And by the way, I put in this brick border here to match the brick border that was along the other side, essentially creating the gravel driveway that leads you back to the raised beds and the honeysuckle patio and everything. But anyways, back to what I was talking about up here. So I got all these trees in, and so uh, we've got 8 avocados. So I picked up some new ones, and all right. So anyway, so I got the trees in last week, or earlier this week, I guess, and we've got a total of 8 avocados. I have 4 A types and 4 B types. This side is a row of B types, and these 4 are A types. So we've got a Fuerte, a Gem, a Mexicola, Green Gold, a Jim Bacon, Jan Boyce. And the Jan Boyce I picked up down in Riverside at Louis. It still has a couple of avocados on there, even though it was in, the 3-gallon, or maybe it was a 5-gallon. No, it was a 3-gallon, maybe a 5-gallon. Anyways, so there's a couple of avocados on there. So as long as those stay on and ripen the rest of them, and one fell off. So I take that back. I will not get. Maybe I'll get one Jan Boyce. That sucks. Hoping to get one Jan Boyce this year. Wow. Okay. So we talked about the Jim Bacon. And we have a Marcus pumpkin and an Esther. So those are the 8 avocados that I picked to come out here. Some of them were new plantings, and a few of them were uh, that I transplanted from the rear avocado orchard, because essentially that one's going to be just for the smallest, the baby ones. Um, Basically the ones that I get through the mail that are new grafts. Okay, so that's the 8 avocados that are up here, and then I was looking for a Cherimoya, but I got turned on to this thing called an Gefner Adamoya, which is a cross between a sugar apple and a Cherimoya, and it's supposed to be really good and not as finicky about how it gets pollinated. So that's cool. And then the big exciting part is the mango. So um, I'm hoping, it's a bit of an experiment, but hoping these mangoes will do here. I tried to pick ones that were rated for my zone 9B versus 10A or higher. And so we've got, the sweet tart and curry and lemon meringue and orange sherbet and ice cream and Glen and Philippine Baraboa and pina colada. So 8 different ones up here. I think that was everything, but I might have missed one. And then finally, my neighbor had given me this beautiful loquat tree, a I don't know, about 6 months ago, and I had it planted, and then it got moved, and then replanted. So finally, it's got a permanent home, and oh look, it's sending out new leaves, so it is responding well to its new life here. Um, anyway, so this is all in the ground. So the big thing I want to do today is get the irrigation set up for everything up here, and then maybe start to spread out some mulch. So, all right, well, wish me luck. I'm going to try to get all this done in just a couple hours because there's so much more I want to do today. All right, so the thing that I'm hoping is going to make this fairly easy is I found these converters that are designed to take a sprinkler on a riser. And I dropped it. uh, and you just screw off the sprinkler and screw on this, and you can see it's designed for a drip line, and it will send out 2 on either side. So there's 2 sprinklers. Well, there's 3, but there's 2 of these big giant sprinklers currently that we're watering this sort of zone up here. So I'm going to put this one on here, and these also even have a pressure regulator built in as well. So I'm going to put these 2 on there, and then I'll have this one do the 9 trees in the back, and the one up there do the 9 trees in the front. Now there's also, it's kind of interesting, there's this 3rd sprinkler that was on this zone. And I guess many years ago, if you look back at the Google Maps, you'll see that this all just used to be grass. And so there's this sprinkler here, this pop-up that still was active. And, it comes up and it just kind of does a little bit of watering over here in this corner. So I actually have a plan for that as well. I put together like this little sort of individually made converter that basically does this same thing here, but on a riser, and it'll come up. And so along the front here, obviously I've got some pallets with some pavers and some mulch and everything. But you can see there's 2 containers that have some succulents in them, and the succulent garden actually continues down the whole front of the property. Again, I put all this brick border in along the front and created this sort of gravel front area, and allowed me to do succulent containers. Anyway, so there's 4 of them, 4 or 5 of them. You can see them back there in the back that are waiting to go back here once everything gets done. And so the thought is I'll do that sort of jury-rigged little jerry-rigged jerry-rigged little adapter, and I'll have it connect to what was the end of the line that came off the citrus line. I'll connect it to it, and it'll go and it'll feed the succulent planters. So when this zone comes on, it'll water the 18 trees that are in the ground, as well as the 7 or so succulent containers that are up here. And then the citrus trees, because they're no longer doing the succulent containers, that line, which feeds the citrus that goes all the way through the back, that line will actually get a little more pressure, which I think will help. But that line will continue to feed, to water the wine barrels, as well as the hydrangeas and the ice plant that is along that border. So anyways, all right, so enough talking. Let me get back to doing some work. All right, so got all of the drip finished, all of the mango trees and avocado trees and the Cherimoya and the loquat are all hooked up to drip. And you can see right here, we're doing 4 of the 2-gallon emitters per hour. So everything is working, which is great. Also got the that one sprinkler on the street converted over. So the succulents along the street will also water on this line. So everything's working out so far. Now have to go get some pre-emergent to put down before we spread out all this mulch. So gonna go do that, and we'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. Oh, also got the the barrel swapped out, the one that got crushed by the tractor. So making lots of progress, and we should have this finished today. And we are done spreading out all the mulch, and it's looking really great. Love this new tropical orchard. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Make sure you share with friends and family who enjoy gardening and help me grow this community. Please leave a comment. Tell me which avocado or mango you think will be the best one. And most importantly, until that next video, you have yourself a wonderful day and happy gardening.